Welcome to the BinckBank Tour. Today, stage 4, Uvalisi, and indeed the loop around and back. So Uvalisi and the loop looks like this. This is your start, or how we started today, and it's very much centred on the town which is famed for its mountain biking and cyclocross in the locale. And in fact, cyclocross and muddy conditions always helped by a bit of rain, and we've got some of that today, intermittent I must say. The final loop is the one that really counts with our golden kilometre, and in fact we do it for 3 times. So it's a big one, and it has plenty of testy climbs within, as we will find out shortly. Started off this morning in sunshine, and as you join us live right now, we have, this is Fabio Follini, who's on the chase of 2 men who are up the road. Ilio Kaiser, and indeed Stan de Wolf. It's a tough day, it was meant to be, and Sam Bennett is finding out just how tough this race can be. Going for a rain cape here, because I think he knows he's going to be out here probably longer than those who are going to win it. Meanwhile, our break is essentially killed off, so we have a smorgasbord of talent that are chasing down this man at the moment. De Wolf just about to be joined, and others will join the party. The question is, can a small group get away today, Brian?
I think so. It seems to be happening now. It was Laurens de Plus of Jumbo-Visma that made this split in the group, and he's been joined by some good talent here. De Wolf is an original breakaway, but we've got de Plus, Greg van Avermaet, Kral Andersen, Stibar, McCarthy for Bora, Wellens for Lotto, Soudal, Simon Clark of Education First, and Kaiser, who was in the original breakaway. So very strong group at front. These seem to be the strongest riders, and Laurens de Plus was the rider that went on the attack at the bottom of this climb and split the race apart.
Ouch. Conditions not nice, and Pippo Ganna has found himself on the deck here, sore to say the very least. Tim Wellens has decided he's had enough. You saw that Stan de Wolf has done a lot of work, allowing Wellens to just rest up on that last climb. When we came up over the top, guess what? They did do the 1-2 on the break out front. Tim Wellens has decided to go for it himself. You know, it's recoagulated, this chase group at the moment. Wellens has given up the ghost. He's having a feed at the moment, as you can see. So he's going to be part of that group and then go again in a little while. Anyone like one of these motorcycles coming by? Looks like about 24 riders would be my guess, just as a ballpark here from this sort of distance, that are chasing on. But it includes the strongest of the pack that chased down the original group. And there'll be now more numerous riders up front with teammates, Brian, and that's going to make this spicy. And it is a really tough climb, this one, especially this deep into the day. He was,
what, second wheel, and he's drifting back already, so he invested a lot in early on. But I tell you what, really impressed by Laurens de Plus. Said at the lap previously, Jumbo-Visma set him up well. He attacked on the next climb in this lap and split it. Tim Wellens going with him. This time it's Hershey, the last year's under-23 road race champion, is going with them. So we've got a little bit of a spritz. Kral Andersen is still just in this group behind. Michael Valgren is there. So it's splitting again. Greg van Avermaet, Oliver Nassen, Stibar struggling a little bit now. This is back to Gilbert and Bezikatov. So it's splitting completely.
Well, chapeau to Garcia for that effort to get back in. He's a big man compared to those around him, but seems to take the climbs well.
Yeah, he can sprint well and go over the climbs. Very punchy rider. You know, a big future for him. Same with the man in front of him, Hershey. But I suspect that Laurens de Plus we may try again on this climb, but the golden kilometre coming up as well over the top of this climb will be interesting, because I think everybody in this group will want to try and pinch these seconds.
Laurens de Plus on the front at the moment. Hershey just tucked in. Wellens there, and Garcia struggling because it's on an incline at the moment. Here's your first of your sprints. Who fancies it most? And guess what? Riding clever. Wellens takes that. 3 for him, 2 bonus seconds for Hershey, and just the 1 for Laurens de Plus as Garcia starts to struggle again. Goes the shortest way through, a wider line being taken by those up ahead of him. There's the next intermediate sprint point for you with a 3, 2 and 1 bonus seconds. I quite like it, you know.
Yeah, Garcia just about to get in. Just a bit of a lull there after the sprint, but you can just see he's the weaker on the climbs. But Laurens de Plus, he doesn't have an acceleration, but he needs to try and get more bonus seconds, because Wellens and Hershey took first and second, and Duplessis seems to be one of the strongest on the climbs.
And he's going for it this time by, but I think Wellens is on his case. Hershey's going to come through for this, is he? Oh, he is, the young man. Oh, they really went for that. Oh, and there'll be exchanges. What are you doing, man? Give me a bit of space. Over defensive Duplessis, and Hershey didn't like it, but I think still won it. Yeah,
I think he did, and he did the right thing. Duplessis just...
Well, it goes again, and Hershey's after him. Well, the young Swiss, he's only 20 years of age. He's really showing his colours here, isn't he?
Very much so. And, yeah, a bit of naughtiness there from Laurens Duplessis. But another 3, 2 and 1 seconds up for grabs, and they're really going for it.
Yeah, they are, which is fantastic. They've got a 30-second advantage. And here's Garcia. He's going to come around the outside. Hershey's going to see it and go the other side of Wellens, is he? Is it more paint swapping going to happen? Hershey will fancy some of this as well. 1 second for the youngster. Garcia, the Spaniard for Bahrain, takes the Lions share the 3, and 1 second for Wellens. Right, they need to settle themselves down and start thinking about working together again.
Yes, so the gap's still 31 seconds. As we know from the previous lap, if there's a concerted chase behind, then it's doable to come back, but it doesn't look as if that concerted chase is there. Laurens Duplessis doing as expected. He has to try and distance the other ones. This is probably his last big opportunity, but Hershey has decided to go first. Unfortunately for Garcia, it might be a couple of 100 metres too long, this climb.
Well, certainly looks like it. Garcia's been dropped here. The trio who he bridged to have left him behind. Now, he's got to make up that ground. And the question is, well, these guys are all very, very aware of just how dangerous he is to bring into a sprint situation. These are much better matched, this trio, so they've got to believe that the best man to shake out is Garcia. That's precisely what they've done on the climb, and Garcia has got to go all in to get back to them, hopefully recover after the effort which it will take to do something at the finish. Flicks the elbow out, a little bit of drifting on the road. They do want to keep the advantage. They've got a little bit of a cushion. But let's see how deep. I guess it depends on how confident they are later into this race. And Hershey's doing a stare down here against his arch enemy. Took a long time to come through there, Duplessis. He wasn't exactly pacing. And in the wind was Hershey staring at him, saying, no, you've got to do your turn. I ain't doing it. I may only be 20 years of age, but just watch what I can do. And that's the point. They don't want to be watching him. They want him to be in their wake. And Hershey, very aware that he may get mugged here, has a look, checks front and back. Wellens is deemed to be the biggest danger as they come through this series of curves. There's a nasty hairpin for them to deal with, Brian, with about 350 to go.
Yeah, there is, and it's a slightly uphill finish as well. Wellens knows this because he won here a couple of years ago.
Out of the saddle and back into it, tempting Hershey to go forward. And is he going to take it? Take the point? There it is. He's possibly going to make one. Duplessis picks it up. Oh, a door slam shut there as well, and tries to get into Hershey's wind, trying to take him to the barriers, and Hershey picks it up. It's Hershey versus Wellens as we come up to the line, and the youngster's going to have this one. Oh my goodness, 20 years of age. He's announcing himself big time, and that's not the first time we've said this as Wellens tries to hit back on the incline. Is Wellens going to get back to him? Oh, it's tight to the line. There we are, just gets it on the line against Hershey. My goodness, on the throw. Let's have a look. Here's your approach, Brian.
Wellens, he knows there's still a long way to go to the finish. As we said earlier, it kind of drags up. He decides, and this is the experience, but he decides just to tuck into the slipstream for a second. And then when they rise up towards the finish again, he accelerates. And just that small respite there was enough to catapult himself by Wellens and won it by a few inches.
Tim Wellens leads the race by a margin of 4 seconds. Bonus is settled in. Hershey also up there. Absolutely magnificent. Watch that youngster. I wonder how he timed trials. Guess we're going to find out.
You were one of the main favorites today due to the weather conditions, due to the track, and you managed to pull it off.
Yes, indeed. I think I was a favorite for today, but it's not easy with a lot of pressure. It was a strange race today because nobody really believed in victory. There was no real team to take the race in control. So we were often with a little group in front, and then in the end we arrived with 3.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.